Welcome to day 7 of creating automation business from scratch. I just wanted to give some more updates. I had actually did another video that I ended up just like kind of going back and forth with myself and ended up deleting that one. So I'm gonna do this one over from scratch. Um, Basically, what I had gone over was trying to find clients and stuff and my thought process around that. So I kind of just double talk about that, but there's some things that I kind of came across recently that I think might work out a little bit better and lead to more I wouldn't say qualified clients, but like ready clients. And so I'll kind of go over my thought process behind that and what you can do. So first things first, you might already see some stuff up here, but let me pull up some extra tabs. Um, all right. So when I first got into this business last year, I had came across Leads Gorilla, and Leads Gorilla is really good for scraping Google Maps and Facebook leads. And so what this does is you can enter a keyword. I don't think mine is active, but I'll double check. I literally just pulled this up and just decided to record and kind of talk to you about what I thought. So let's just type in event planner. We'll let's do Washington, D.C. Washington, no. Maybe it's because I don't. And let's do a 50-mile kilometer. I don't think my subscription is up to date. So if it does work, that'd be impressive. But for the most part, what this does is scraping all the Google Map leads or all the Google Map results within a 50-kilometer radius of Arlington or wherever you decide to select, and then the keyword. And so that will give you some kind of scores as far as like their SEO. Like you can start seeing how many the stars that they have, like their ratings and things. And so now that kind of gives you a little bit more of a leg up because you can approach them and say, hey, I noticed your website is missing XYZ. I did a fully like done report for you. Here it is completely for free. And I think Leads Gorilla is like $37 a month. But here it is completely for you for free. And just let me know what you think. I can, try to, we can work something out and you can approach them that way. So that's one space. I don't think it'll work, but I'll leave it up just in case. So the next place is Facebook. So let me go ahead and log into that. So what we want to do here, and Facebook kind of blocks my face so you won't be able to see it. But what we're doing is we're going to our groups and adding ourselves to some of these groups. So last time I added myself to a lot of these groups, and so that's why they're going to already populate. So let's go in here, event planner, and I would just leave this open instead of like trying to go for a different state. So vendor opportunities, probably not. The best events, probably not, because these are just going to be general posts and people trying to post flyers and things of that nature. So let me see, event management, 4 posts a day. It's kind of low. I'd like to aim for something that's doing 10 plus a day. Event managers, balloon twisters, anchors, performers, artists. We could try that one. Events managers or management. Let's try this one. So let's go ahead and take a look. So whatever your niche is, what you want to do, I don't even know what this is about, but we're going to try it anyway. So you just want to put in is it not going to let me go? Your events, right? Or what you're doing. So this is also a good one. So Virginia weddings, I can join this one as well. We are vendor operating in that. What part of the state is your wedding? Vendor. I agree. Submit, and then we'll see if they approve it. So what we're looking for is to see, are people in here providing value? and who's providing value. So if someone's saying I have a problem or I have something going on, so let me try to type in the word problem and see if we get any results. Weight problems, nerve problems. So this person needs a shoot or some models or something like that, need a few girls. And not every group that you join is going to be what you need. And that's okay. So this is what we're looking for. We have a vacancy, and this is a little bit older. We have a for vacancy event and hospitality company urgently looking for. So that's another thing that I want to look for is urgently looking for. And let's go to the comments and see who commented or not. I don't know why that's not showing, but let's do urgently looking for. So clearly this is not US based. So maybe let's try to go ahead and go back to these groups. This is a good one that I ended up joining, Destination Wedding Directory, DMV Wedding Directory. So I'll try this one. Let's do like that. And let's try to looking for. And who we might be able to, now looking at these results. First, we'll do looking for, but I like the idea of looking for a videographer or wedding photographer. Why? Because they're going to be a source of leads. If we're looking for wedding planners and event planners, they need to have a photographer on deck. And if we can reach out to the videographer, let's do this. Venues, what we're looking for, we have envisioning mostly outdoors, lots of trees, let's see who's adding value. High coordinator here, try Deer Park Preserve. I'm a wedding planner, boom, right there. So we can go to this page and we have Ashley. And again, Ashley may or may not work. What we have to do is try. So what we can do is send a message to Ashley and say, hey, saw your post. Let's see, when did that happen? August 4th, so it wasn't too far off. Yeah, a couple of days ago. Hey, Ashley, saw you comment on a post for your event. Oh, wedding planner. All right. This one's going to be a little bit tougher, but until we start figuring out how to start approaching, you just got to keep sending messages. Now, again, I don't know the perfect formula. I'm not here to say that I am perfect myself, even with sales. I have experience in sales, but at the end of the day, it's a new niche. It's a new industry. It's a new thing that I'm trying to do. And that's why we're here, is because you might be in the same boat. It's like, well, what do I type? I don't know. Let's just try it. We'll keep messaging until we get some responses back, and then start tracking some of those responses or those conversations to see, hey, when we say this, we get this kind of response this many times. I run a wedding event planner automation business. Wanted your thoughts. Wanted to see what you would say are the top 2 things routinely have to do annually, like texting / follow-up, scheduling meetings, etc. Any input would be great. Thanks. Straight to the point. My approach for this is to not show that I'm trying to sell anything. When I tried this approach before, I was getting rejected by bunch of people. Not interested, not interested, not interested. And it's kind of like disheartening because it's like, well, damn, I can't get to the sale if I keep getting not interested. But each time you get told no, you get closer to a yes. So we have Facebook groups where we can start finding leads. So as you can see, Ashley was one lead. There's going to be somebody else in here as a planner. Cool. We can reach out to them. Saw that you're a planner. Just wanted to do that stuff. So I might be able to just copy this. Let me go back to Ashley's messages. That's not the same. Hmm. So we might have just accidentally messaged Ashley, who's actually not a planner. Got it, got it, got it, got it. All right, cool. So Ashley is not a planner. It is these people that are planners. So we are going to close this out, redo, and just leave it like that. Cool. All right. And that, I want to see what you would say are the top two things you routinely have to do manually, like texting, follow up, scheduling meetings, etc. Any input would be great. Thanks. All right. Sorry. Just realized you were having a wedding. Congrats. Just kind of cover my ass on that one. But anyways, so we're going to like that. We're going to go back into here. Let's try this one more time. So as a planner, so now we're going to message Kim and run the same exact thing. The reason we're running the same exact script is because you don't know if that'll actually work with one person versus another. So you're commenting on post that you're a wedding planner, run cool, and that. All right. So now we got, I'm gonna just do that for illustrative purposes and examples. So whatever group that you decide to join in, keep in mind for groups, we're looking for groups that have, let me go back here. Let me do estate attorney because that's another niche that I'm in. So I want to aim for something that's doing at least 10 plus posts a day. This is real estate, lawyers and legal advice. This is good. Let's try this, see what this looks like. Looking for estate, keep it that. For over an estate, okay. Send me a message. I can help you. I'm an attorney. Okay, well, cool. We can do that. No problem. Because we can message them the same way we did with Kim. Hey, John. So you comment on the post that you're a attorney. I run a legal practice automation business. What are your thoughts? Cool. So now we got that. Got that. Want to see what you would say are the top two things you routinely have to do manually, like texting, follow up, scheduling meetings, etc. Any input would be great. So we are fishing for data, right? And the reason why we're fishing for data instead of just asking for, hey, can I work for you, is because people always want to talk about their headaches, and they always want somebody to come in and talk about how they can solve their problems. So we have to figure out what are their problems. Start tracking that. If they say, well, I have to constantly do scheduling, I have to constantly follow up, I have to constantly, send appointment reminders or check in, this and that. That is our approach. And when we start coming to people and it's like, hey, well, How does that kind of affect you? Like, does it slow things down? You're just asking open-ended questions, in my opinion, but keep it more aligned. So you don't want to keep probing and asking, because then they're like, all right, what do you really want? Like, why do you keep messaging me? So you want to keep it to probably like a 3 to 5 messages max, and just like say, hey, um, uh, this is what I do, like we just did, and then show them an example. And let me show you what that looks like. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, all right. So we want to sign in. Put my face back on. All right. So what happened was I had came across the idea of using Upwork, and I'll get into that in just one second. I think that that's going to be the actual even better, because I actually already have one meeting scheduled from that, in just a matter of like 5 minutes, 5 10 minutes. So what that it looks like. Let's say that John responds back, "Hey, here's my top two things, that I think that are like kind of routine." It's like, "Oh, okay, cool." How does that affect you and your business? Like, does it slow you down, or is it something that you kind of just deal with? It's like, "Oh, I just kind of deal with it." All right, cool. So we'll go into here. We'll create a scenario, and this is what I actually did right here. So I had went on Upwork, and somebody was basically saying, "Hey, this is our problem. This is what we're trying to do. This is what's happening. Um, we need help." And so I created the automation. I'm like, "Well, that's the easy fix. You just need to filter, because what's happening." They were saying that when they would get an email reply, they would create a lead, but then when the person replied again, it would create a duplicate lead. And I'm like, "Well, you just need to filter to see, does the deal exist, right? Right here, organizational ID. And once we connect it, like this is just for illustrative purposes, to even just show them. We don't need to have it fully built out. Let me just make that clear. You don't need to have it fully built out, and signed in and creating account with Pipedrive and Snove.io. You just need to show them, hey, this is what's possible. Here's what we can build out, so that they can get an idea. And then it's like, how does that work? Because it looks like it could solve a problem, but how does it really work? Okay, you just set up an appointment, and we'll have a conversation or a call. Once you get them on the call, it's a lot easier to sell them. Why? Because now you can just say, like, talk to them, really just talk to them and understand what's the like, what are you trying to solve? What are you trying to really get at? And oh, okay, well, that's happening. What else is happening? What else is happening? What else is happening? Okay, what do you want to happen? So when you start asking people what's happening, what do you want to happen? How does this affect you? Now you're getting creating a more emotional tie to that problem, and you're raising that pain point. This is Way of the Wolf is a really good book on that, right? And I think it was like Way of the Wolf is written by Jordan Belford, the guy who wrote Wolf of Wall Street, which is the sales closer GPT that I use. I trained it, and I said, "Yo, just use the principles from Way of the Wolf to create a better script." So what we're doing is having a conversation to go from this person to raise this person's interest level. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested and how badly do they want your services? One being like, I don't really care for your services. I'm just keep doing what it is that I'm doing. 10 is like, please, whatever the cost is, I don't care. I'll just pay it. Like, I need it bad, right? Think of having a headache for like a strong day, and you're just so like boom, 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 boom. It's just like you're just like, whatever I can do to get this, I will do it. That's a 10. Our job is to see where they're at initially. So let's say that they're like a 5-ish, 4 or 5. Okay, well, what's going on? Well, this is going on, this is going on. Well, anything else? Like what? Like I see how this could be a headache, but like, what's really like the root of it? It's like, well, it's actually causing this, and because of that, it's dragging us down, and da da da. It's like, okay, well, gotcha. Anything else? It's like, well, yeah, that's kind of, we can't even focus on this next thing because we have this current issue that we're not able to solve. Okay, so if you're able to solve that, then that basically means that you're able to go to the next problem, right? Well, yeah, of course. Okay, cool. So now, if you're able to solve that problem, then and essentially you're able to grow your business. Well, yeah, that'd be great if we could. We don't know how to solve that. So now we're going from a 4 to a 5 because they're just like, well, you're edging me on to the problem or to the solution. What is it? And we already know that they probably are even more interested because now we got them here. It's like, all right, cool. Let me just show you again. I sent you a video, a Loom video. So you'll do like a quick 2-minute video, and I'll show you again in Upwork in a second. But you do just like a quick not quick, a lot, 5 to 7 minute video. For me, because I like talking. If you can get it down in 2 minutes, cool. But I like really showing them, hey, these are the exact steps that we would take. And these are the things and softwares that I would use to solve your problem. So come back here, now they're going from 5 to a 6 or 6 to a 7 because they're like, yeah, you did show us this. What exactly is going on? And when they start asking what's going on, now they're raising up in that 1 to 10 scale. It's like, well, we would connect this is watching for a reply, and I would rename these things, right? Right here, I would just rename it. So when we watch for a reply, it's searching the deals that you currently have. And when you search the deals that you currently have, there's one or two routes that it can happen. It either exists or doesn't exist. Exists or doesn't exist. So if the deal doesn't exist, we're going to create a deal. And then we're going to update your mail thread because that was the issue that they were personally having. If the deal does exist, then it's going to come down here and just update the thread. That already solves their problem. They're like, wait a minute, wow, okay. Well, that happens. Okay, well, if that's so easy, all right, well, maybe we can do that and we don't need to work with you. Okay, no problem. But I guarantee you that there's another issue that's happening, and another issue, and another issue, and another issue. Why? Because you're not at a million, 10 million, 20 million, $100 million a year. You're trying to grow. So there's some bottleneck that's happening to that person that they're not able to get through that. And it's like, well, I only showed you this, right? You're saying that you don't need my services, but I only showed you this. What happens after this? And now you can start getting them to open up and start talking because you're asking an open-ended question. What happens after we update the thread? Well, that's a manual process. I guarantee it'll probably be a manual process. Well, we just respond to, the thread and, based on, what they're talking about, we kind of just respond, oh, okay, cool. Now I'm glad you showed that. Let me show you something real quick. So when we update a thread, what can happen is now we go into create a completion. We go here. We're using 3.5 turbo or 4. It doesn't really matter. And we're going to do a user. And we're going to analyze content of this email. And this is when I would ask them, how do you categorize it? Like, what's the 3 main things? Like, just for example purposes, what are the 3 main things that people respond to? Well, they would probably say that, they're interested, not interested, or have questions. Okay. And categorize it. The intent of the conversation as a question as one of the 3 the following. Question, interested, or not interested. Okay, using this text here. And we're going to do, I don't know how Snowvio, here we go. So now we're going to take the body, and this, like I'll be explaining this. So we're taking the body or their email response, and then we're going to categorize it into 1 of 3 categories based on what you told me is your top 3. We're then going to add another router here and add a third one. And we're going to add filters. And this was interested, condition. We're taking the result of this and we're going to change it to contains word interested, right? So now that's filter set up. Next filter, not interested. Take the result, contains not interested. Second filter setup. Third filter, question. Result contains question. All right. Now we need to specify as well. Only provide me the category, because it will give you everything else. Only provide me the category that you think the email is about. No explanations, thoughts, or anything else. Cool. So now we got that set up. So now we have our responses, categories. We go back to Pipedrive. We're going to see if we can, is there an email? So we can't do that. But what we could do, I would then say, well, Pipedrive doesn't send the email out. It just kind of receives the emails and categorizes them and adds them as notes. What email do you guys use? Oh, we use Gmail. Okay, cool. So Gmail. Send the email. So we're going to add a recipient. We're going to go here, back to Pipe Snove. Prospect email. Subject can be response to, or whatever the name is. So we just put business name, response, something like that. And again, we just say, hey, I'm just put some filler stuff here. You can have, the subject, whatever it is that you want, whatever that you guys manually type in. This is what we can have here. So content, we can then add in, actually, here, we're going to add in a module. We're going to use ChatGPT. We're going to use ChatGPT 4. Create me a response to this email. And then we're going to go back down to here, there, that, 300 tokens. I don't know why 300. I just seen it in another video. I want to spread this out just a little bit. Unlink, throw that here, and connect this there. Boom. So now we got to go back to not interested, question, set up the filter again. Interested, condition, result contains interested. Okay, so we got our response to the email. We want to send the email, add recipient, Snove, prospect email, subject, business name, response, content, result, which is pulling from this one. So now ChatGPT is going to analyze it. And this is, I would be explaining this, and for you, you'll be explaining this to your client. It's like, look, you had up to here, and then you start taking back over the manual process. Well, now what we're able to do is add in a ChatGPT that can filter the response type. If they're interested, not interested, or if they have a question, we can then formulate a response to that and then send out an email. So now you don't have to spend time sending out emails. How much time do you typically spend sending out emails? Oh, well, wow, I didn't know it was that easy. Yeah. Well, I mean, but again, how much time do you guys really spend sending out emails? I mean, well, it doesn't really take that long, but I mean, well, of course, guesstimating. I'm trying to probe them, and for you, trying to probe them and start picking holes and asking these open-ended questions to force them to answer. Well, just put a roundabout answer on it. Is it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, right? It only takes 5 minutes. Of course, they'll say 5 minutes. And how many emails do you typically send? Why? Because we're trying to figure out, how do we quantify, put a number to our service and to your service? Oh, well, we're probably doing about, 10 emails a day. Okay. So you're doing 5 emails or 5-minute emails, and then you're doing about 10. So give or take, you might have to adjust a few here or there. So about an hour or two, hour and a half a day on that kind of stuff. It sounds about right. Okay, cool. Well, if we multiply, and how many hours or how many days a week are you open? Well, we're open 6 days a week. Okay, so that's about 6 days times 4 weeks. That's 24 hours that we're now able to save you in this one automation, and you don't have to keep responding to emails, and we can just keep going back and forth. So my goal here is to now get them to realize like, 24 hours. Yeah, 24 hours. What would you do with that additional 24 hours? Like that sounds like almost the time that you would then be able to have somebody else completely dedicated to doing that kind of thing. Because if you had somebody else working, they'd be working about 30, 35 hours. So we're just about there. And now it's like painting the picture. So we're getting them open to the idea by sending them the initial Loom video. We're explaining to them. We're asking open-ended questions about their business, about like what's next. We're then trying to really emphasize that pain point. Like, oh well, now I see how this can bring your business down. And then you're asking what's next, building it out in front of them to show like, hey, this is my thought process. This is what it would do. And this is how we would automate 80% of your business. You went from having to look at leads, responding to their emails, and taking that time up to do that thing. This entire process here, from here to here, you said it takes 5 minutes, but from start to finish might take you 10, 15 minutes. So now I would pull up a calculator. And I'll say, all right, cool. So you're doing, let's say that you're on average taking 15 minutes for this entire process, times, you said 10 times a day. That's 150 minutes times 6 days a week. It's 900 minutes that you're dedicating towards this one process a week. So we're going to divide that by 60. It's 15 hours a week that you're dedicating to this one process. Times 4 is 60 hours. So in 1 month, that's 60 hours we're able to save you in this start to finish process. What would you do with 60 hours? An additional 60 hours? Would you go find more clients, or would you, with the clients that you have, be able to spend more time getting them a better experience with your business? Shut up after that. Why? Because now you're getting them to think it's like, now they're going from a 7 to an 8. Because now it's like, what will we do with that time? Well, we would do this and we would do that, and we could, do this, and okay, yeah, let's dive into that. How would that help your business? So I'm emphasizing their pain point in the beginning, building out the solution, and then emphasizing the benefit to them and how we can save them that time and how that equates to money. So I would then say, all right, so you're at 60 hours. Let's say that you had a dedicated assistant to respond to the messages like this. How much would that, like, typically would you pay for that kind of thing? Is that like a 50? And I would start a little bit higher. Be like, is that a $15 an hour kind of task? Is it a $25 an hour task? So I start a little high because it's really a $5 an hour task that you can hire a virtual assistant with. But we're trying to set our price point. So I would say $15 an hour, and I would jump up to a higher number, like 25, because we know it's not 25. And I would then do like, is it $15 an hour? Is it $25 an hour? Is it $30 an hour kind of thing? Oh no, it's not 30. Okay, well, what range would you put it in? I mean, for something like that, we probably do, probably 10 to 15. Perfect. Why? Because now we can say, okay, so you're $15 an hour times 60 hours in a month. So 15 times 60 is $900, right? That you're now saving. And you're able to make your experience better, which means that you can get one extra client. How much is a client to you guys? Because we're saving them $900 by this. When we start figuring out what is one client worth to them, now we can start adding that. It's like, well, they're going to give pushback, of course. So just be ready for that. Be like, oh well, we don't know. It's like, okay, yeah, let's try to narrow this down, because that's going to help you build a better, more profitable business when you know your numbers. And they're like, okay, and you just get to the point where it's like, eventually they get to the point where it's like, well, one customer, we make about, let's say, an event planner, let's say that their one customer is worth like $5,000 to them. So now we can come in and say, okay, is this a system that if you're able to now dedicate 60 hours additional to your current clients, do you think that that's something that would lead to a better experience and ultimately a referral? Oh, of course, of course. Our staff is great and da 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 da. Okay, so I just want to paint a picture here. With this one, we're able to save you 60 hours, release, which is $900 in value, which then leads to an additional customer, which is at $5,000 in value. So in essence, we're basically able to create $6,000 in value for your business with this one automation. And again, this is just a general discovery call. I don't know what else you have going on, but there's other things that could probably be automated that you haven't thought about just yet because you're so down into the weeds. So what we could do there is go start going for the soft close. So it's like, so if we're able to then help you generate an additional almost $6,000, what would that be worth it? Would it be worth it to you to say that a fraction of that would then go towards paying for these kind of services, so that way we can automate more and more of your business as the months come on? I don't know. We'd have to think about it. Well, most times when you have to think about it, it's either you need more information, or I forget what the book said, but you either need more information or you may not be the decision maker. And I know you guys are the decision makers. So what questions can I answer? Because as you can see, this is it. This is the process. This is the outline. And you saw that we were able to just ask questions, answer those questions, and then build out solutions for those questions. So what else? What else would you have questions on? Well, we're not sure, and if this will work. Okay, cool, no problem. And then I would just kind of go into um, just like a guarantee. It's like, well, look, let's try it out. 30 days. If we get you one extra customer, and the cost that we charge you is less than that of the customer, would you say that that's a fair deal? And I give you your money back if it doesn't work. Would you say that that's a fair deal? Of course, it's a fair deal. The potential to get one extra customer, automate their business, and get their time back, plus get their money back if it doesn't work out. And the only thing you get is payment. It's a 4-to-1. In their mind, they're winning. But in your mind, you're like, if I can sell this thing for $2,000, $2,500 a month, $3,000 a month, they're getting the extra value of everything. So they'll come back and say, well, how much does this cost? It's like, well, look, here we know that we can save you the time, the $900, and we know that it could lead to one extra potential client. So a total value of $6,000. Our percentage would then be, how would I word that? Excuse me. Let's just so I would say that we're able to create $6,000 in value at a minimum of just getting one extra client. We don't know if we'll be able to get 2, 3, 4, 5 more extra clients, especially as we start creating more automations. I would just say we'll charge a percentage off one client, and if you get any more, that'll be an extra bonus for you, and you're able to offset the cost even further. Sound fair? Yeah, okay, but what's that percentage? I would just say cut it down the middle. We'll cut it down the middle at a third. The reason I'm saying cut it down the middle at a third, I'm just like thinking as I am processing as I say it. Reason I would say cut it down the middle at a third is clearly not the middle. But in their mind, you're playing a tug of war the entire time. First, we said we're creating $6,000 in value. Showed it, creating $6,000 in value, and we're now only charging a percentage of that. They're getting the four things. I'm sorry. Let me rewind back. First, we said that we're giving them 4 pieces of value to our 1 value. They're winning. Then we say, all right, we'll cut it down the middle and go at a third. Well, that's not down the middle. It's like, well, look, I want to earn your business. I don't want to just get your business. So a third, I think, would be a fair price. $2,000 or yeah, $2,000 a month, and we further automate your processes. And again, if you don't like it, you get your full money back. Um, so that way you don't have to deal with it. So now they got 4-to-1 leverage, and then on top of that, they're in their mind they're thinking, all right, well, half would be fair. Half of one deal is fair, but I'm getting another 20% on top of that. So I'm getting 7 to their 3. So now they got 11, right? Because the 4 that we were talking about, and now they're getting 70% of the profit, and we're only getting 30% of the profit, additional value that we're creating. So I hope that this helps. I hope that this, like, drop a comment down below if this makes sense to you, and hit the like button and subscribe as well if this makes sense to you. If it doesn't, drop a comment on your thoughts on like what could be made better. This is not something where I'm like, look, I know it all and I'm big and bad. Da, da, da. I don't, and I'm just kind of voicing my thoughts as to what I think could work. And it won't be until I start negotiating with clients um, that we'll see how it works. So let's go over to Upwork. So as you can see, I just finished copying this one. So what I did, you come to Upwork. So you come to Upwork and you create your profile. I need to change this. Let's change this publicly. Where's the name at? Profile. Business automation consultant. So I just did at $100 an hour. Areas of interest. These are my areas of interest, and I used ChatGPT to come up with this. And I think it was like create a bio explaining da da da, and I did. And you can copy and paste this honestly, and just kind of put in your stuff in there. But I screenshot the picture of what the preview looked like, and I was like, hey, this is what it looks like. This is what I need. Can you create that? Now, where the heck is the name at? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anywho, so you come here, and this is what it looks like. Now, there are things that you have to do, which is called connects here. So you have to, when you sign up and you do your first bid, I think it gives you like 10 free connects. A connect is like a token that you use to then bid on a job. And so you have to buy them. I think you get like, it's like 15 cents a connect. So if you buy like 100, it's $15, which is not bad because it's kind of weeding people out. And most of them that I'm seeing are around like 10-ish token or connects. I've seen some up to like 20, almost 30, but that's like a bigger project that pays out a little bit more. So in essence, if you do it that way, plus the free token connects that you get, I keep calling them tokens. Plus the free ones, you can do like 10 bids. And out of those 10 bids, let's say that you have a 10% closing ratio, you get one and you get paid, let's say $100 or $500 or whatever you negotiate just to start. The key is you come here just to get in the door with that client. Why? Because if you say, if you get into them, get in good with them, right? Now it's like, let me see. So this is what it looks like. And I'll go over that in just one sec. So when you can get in with them and add the value, it's just like, again, just going over this make automation. And if they see the value, like, wait a minute, that was pretty easy. Can we do it again? But with this thing, it's like, yeah, we can. However, that rate that I gave you is just a discounted rate just so I can, find clients and stuff like that. And that's when you go into the whole spiel again. It's like, well, how much do you charge? Well, we know that we can create this much value in your business. We know that we can free up this amount of time. Go into that, right? After you ask your questions, like, well, what are you trying to do? So again, you never really want to throw your price out there. When they ask, can we do it again? It's like, yeah, well, what do you need next? Well, I need this, this, and this, and this done. Okay, well, price I gave you is a discounted price just for first time people, so that way we can get them in the door. If you like our services, what we'll do is try to figure out what you're looking for, and then we'll have to put a number to how much time we're actually saving your business and how much money we're actually saving your business, because we charge a commission based on how much time and money that we actually make your business in addition. And then it's like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, I like your services, so all right, cool, let's talk. So what I did for this one, and I have a meeting with this person tomorrow, as you can see. Um, yeah, so they're free Sunday. So today is Saturday. So August 10th. And what I did was I went to ChatGPT. Let me see if I can pull that up. All right, so here we are in ChatGPT, and one of the first ones that I came across on Upwork was like they needed a Slack expert. So I basically said, act as a Slack expert who knows the complete in and outs of Slacks, how it works, integrations. Here's an instruction set that we received from a customer. I want you to analyze it, understand what the client is looking for, then provide me a 2 to 3 minute script that I can create a Loom video on explaining Slack, its capabilities, and address what the client is looking for. Paste the instruction set right here. If you're a Slack expert with a passion for helping teams enhance, oh, never mind. Paste the instruction set all the way down here. It then popped out the script, right? And yours will be different, so that's why I'm kind of going through it fast. I like that. Can you make the script and easier to read English? It was using some pretty big word, like I forget what exactly what it was using, but it was using some words. I'm like, I wouldn't really say it like that. And going on Alex Hormozy's $100 million offers, you want to create something that is like at a second or third grade reading level. I like that script. Can you make it easier reading English? I'm not sure of their reading level, but I want to make sure it's less than an 8th grade reading level, but still knowledgeable and still addresses what they need. Here's a simplified script. Cool. Perfect. Now can you create me a 1 to 2 paragraph bio about using Slack? Act as if you were me telling a potential client about our experience using Slack and how we can address their needs. In that particular one, it was asking for a bio. Most of them that I'm coming across only need a cover letter. So that's when I was like, all right, cool. Give me a cover letter. It should be short, to the point, plain English, easy to read. So it gives me that. And so then now this is where we're back here. So, okay, perfect. Here's the next client request. Copy right here. I don't know how to go back to his original, like, oh, here we go. So I copy this. Whoops. Copy this part right here. I look forward to collaborating. Remember that last part? Paste. I look forward to collaborating right there. I need a script to use for make.com as a primary platform. So now we got a script right here. And all I did was literally, I had my iPad in front of the camera and I just read this entire script. But I also went into make.com. Save these changes, save anyway. In case they, the reason I did that is because in case they come back. So what I do is I name it their proposal in case they come back. So was this it? Just kidding. Real estate drip campaigns. That might be it, actually. Yeah. So now I come in here and I just kind of created something. Now it doesn't have to be spot on for exactly what they're looking for, but I try to create it relatively the same. So I basically went through the video, and as I'm reading the ChatGPT script, I'm like, hey, this is what we'll do. And now I'm not reading off the script. I'm just really just kind of explaining what I already set up. And as you set things up, you'll be able to explain this because you set it up. So I basically told him, I was like, look, you'll have Facebook leads come in or wherever you're getting your leads from. This is how we're pulling in information. We'll then categorize the response and add that into a Google sheet. We can generate mailing content ideas using ChatGPT. We'll then send that campaign or add them to a campaign within MailChimp so that MailChimp automatically sends it out because I think they were asking about using MailChimp. And then we'll update KPIs. What those KPIs are, I don't know. That's where we're going to ask them. And then we'll make SEO and A/B testing recommendations using ChatGPT. So this entire process will literally solve everything. And I just continued reading down the script. So I said, perfect. Now this project has a budget of $500. I want it to be paid out by milestones. When I was going for the bid, it was asking for milestones. Divide the project into smaller segments called milestones. You'll be paid for milestones as they are completed. This part I just copied directly from Upwork, pasted it in there. Create me a sample milestone set to get this done in 30 days. I'll need a short description of that milestone, due date, and the amount to be paid out. So now we get this, and all I did was I just chose a random day and just started at that day and said, all right, well, this is the amount. And then I think the description, when I pasted that in there, it said it needed to be less than 200 characters. So this was even better. So boom, pasted the description, chose a random day, put the amount. Same thing. Description, 5 days from this original date, $150. Description, time frame, amount, and then kind of finish from there. Perfect. Now I need a cover letter in the bio. So it gave me the cover letter. I just copied that. So I hope you're doing well. My name is Alex. I'm the founder of this. Thank you for considering an optimized solution. Let's connect soon to get started. Go back here. Thank you for considering optimized solutions. Let's connect soon to get started. So as you can see, I'm literally pasting it. And then this part I typed out. P.S. I don't know where that came in, but hey. Here's a link to a Loom video I created on how I can build out your automation for you. You can find it here. And then I just pasted the Loom video. Loom is $15 a month. But again, like how I'm screen sharing right now, you can do a screen share, just kind of walking them through that automation that you built out. If you go to this link, if you like type everything out, it'll show you that as well. Best regards, boom. And then I guess it pasted my Loom video. So then Eric responded, as you can see, 1029 responded. Like the dude watched the video and was like, thank you for your interest in my job posting. I'd love to set up a time so we can discuss the project in depth. Are you available tomorrow or Monday afternoon between noon to 4:30? So what time works best for you? We'll talk soon, Eric. Hey, Eric, that's when I realized my name. Available tomorrow around noon. After I get back from my run club, I'm just kind of throwing something out there to see if that's something he's interested in, like run clubs or staying fit or anything else like that, because I have no idea who this guy is, but just trying to figure out that. Let's set up a meeting via Zoom if you're interested. So I'm setting the stage because why? I have a automation that is already set up so that when we record, when we go on Zoom, my Fireflies will automatically record. It'll start parsing information out. It'll start creating the SOP up here in task. And then it'll start creating a better script to go down here and then start parsing out information like top 5 biggest objections, how many times they're referenced, and then putting that onto a Google Sheet. So I'm setting the stage that I want to do a Zoom so that way I can test out my automation and also show them like, hey, this is why I chose Zoom, because I have an automation set up that is now training itself. But then he was like, hey, got my days mixed up. Tomorrow I'm tied up. However, I'm free both Sunday. All right, cool, no problem. And then I just responded back this morning. So whenever they respond, we'll go about it that way and kind of set things up. Cool. So all in all, that is day 7. Day 7 was actually really supposed to set up the like analytics and things of that nature to kind of track. But again, I just wanted to really just show you this process because this one I'm really excited for, and I'm already getting some kind of feedback. So now at this point, it's just continuously doing that process, doing bids, and then trying to get some leads that way. So thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if this was valuable to you, go ahead and hit the like button because it does help in the algorithm, and you'll start seeing more of my videos as you start watching more of my content. And also drop a comment, drop your thoughts. If the script can be made better, let's do it. If there's anything that I could be doing better, go ahead and drop a comment down below and subscribe as well. Thank you so much for watching this video.